What's going on, everybody? Let's do a little rant, whatever you want to call it, about all these bans going on. How about that? It's, New York State wants to ban all e-liquid, all vaping in public, all sorts of weird stuff. Everybody's got stuff going on. Why? Why? Because this is unregulated. And why should it be regulated? I don't know. Can you tell me why this should be regulated? Why should this be regulated? The news lately. Oh, Poison Control Center. Mind my voice. I'm a little sick. Poison Control Center wants, we get so many calls now because of people calling in for children ingesting e-liquid. Do you know that most of the calls that they're getting is, I'm thinking about becoming a vapor and buying an electronic cigarette, and how harmful is it to have my juices around my children? That is the most of their calls, is inquiries about how safe is the juice. And of course they really can't answer that because they haven't done any studies on it, and they won't quote anyone who has done a study on it because they haven't done a study on it. And all the congressmen and everybody in the higher ups that we put there, yeah, we did. We put them there. They get kickbacks and everything else from groups like Pfizer and pharmaceutical companies that will have their patches and gum and all sorts of other nicotine products. Well, the pharmaceutical company doesn't want you to go out and buy this because not a dime goes to their pockets. However, if you go get some Nicorette, or if you go get the patch, they're making money. Well, we can't have you go buy this unregulated device that actually works better than all the other things, because nothing that's going to go in my pocket. And that would be terrible. We need more stuff in our pockets. Gotta have money. Gotta have money. And that's what it boils down to. Just saw that a company is coming out with nicotine-laced toothpicks. Really? It's like $50 for a pack of 150 toothpicks that's laced in nicotine. And I think the quote, I don't know if they're right when they quoted that, but they said something like 2 packs of cigarettes worth of nicotine in one toothpick. Really? So you're going to put that one toothpick in your mouth and suck on that nicotine, which I'm not a believer that sucking on nicotine is a good idea. Yeah. But anyhow, I'm really enjoying my what I call Efro clone. I heard other people say it's an EH Pro clone. But looks just like K-Fun, don't it? Look at that. Highly enjoying this. And yes, most of my juices are not tobacco flavored. I may purchase one that has a tobacco flavoring in it, but it usually has something else, like blackberry brandy tobacco. Very, very rarely do I ever get anything that is straight tobacco. It usually has another flavoring in there with it. And what I have right now is Red Bull. What kid doesn't want to drink a Red Bull, right? Right. So I must be marketing that towards a child because I have Red Bull in here. No, I kind of like the flavor Red Bull, even if it does have bull stuff in it. But hey, I'm highly enjoying that. My flavors are usually like there's grapes in there, there's cotton candies in there, there's fruits, there's Starburst, lemonade. Come on, grape soda. The one I have over there, my Mott's with Zing, is the most purple juice I think I've ever seen in my life. And the grape kind of sticks out in it. What kid doesn't like grape soda? It's pretty much back in the day. Here's an orange soda and here's a grape soda. Here you go, kids. I'm not going to give you my Mountain Dew. I'm not going to give you my can of Coke or Pepsi, but here's a grape soda. Here's a orange soda. We've all been there, right? Grape flavor. I vape grape flavor. I like grape flavor. What's wrong with that? It's not being marketed towards children. It's not. This is a safer alternative to smoking. And that is exactly how every place I visited, whether online or brick and mortar, says it. Nobody says, yeah, why don't you bring your kids in? We'll see how they like their flavor. No, nobody says that. Really? Nobody says that. It's a safer alternative to smoking. You're not burning anything. You're just heating up the liquid into a vapor. Like I've said before, just like your personal vaporizers, for your home when you're sick and you need to get everything unclogged. It's not burning the liquid that you put in there, any medicine you put in there. It's not burning it. It's heating it up. Just like if you were to take a pot of water and heat it up on the stove. Not all stoves are gas, right? Not all of them have a flame. Some of them are electric. You're not burning anything. You're heating up a coil underneath there that heats the water up, and when it boils, you see the vapor coming out of the pot. Yeah, pretty much. Same thing. That fancy thingy you used to get in all your cars, that cigarette lighter, it would light your cigarette, but all it was a coil that heated up to light it. There was really no fire there until you lit the cigarette, and once you lit that up, then there was embers, and then that was the poison you were sucking in. But that cigarette lighter all by itself, that popped out of your car, there's nothing in there. It's just a wound piece of metal that heats up with the 12-volt source. Nothing burning. So yeah, with all these stupid, the Poison Control Center has had 300 times the amount of calls for people getting involved with e-liquid. Most of them are inquiries about wondering how safe it is, and they don't know. But the more people that transition to this, or people that know someone that has transitioned to this, and they're thinking about it, they need somewhere to call, so they call the Poison Control Center to ask how safe it is. And they don't know, because they haven't done any studies on it. There is studies out there. The PG and VG juice that's in here is in a lot of your everyday foods. You ingest it all the time. I don't know. Just kind of bugged me. I didn't even get through halfway through the Vape Team's podcast there, and couldn't listen anymore for right now. I'll finish it later. Dimitri wants everybody to send a video in and say what flavor of juice it is that they're using. And news teams and congressmen are, well, you think somebody driving an over-the-road truck is vaping cotton candy flavor? Yeah, I've seen a couple of guys' reviews right from the cab of their truck. Yeah, they're vaping candy flavors. I don't think I've seen any of them yet that have said, this is strictly the deepest, darkest tobacco because I'm a trucker and rah, rah, rah. No. Cotton candy? Yeah, they're vaping that. Coffee flavor? Yeah, they're vaping that. All sorts of flavors out there. Why would you want to be limited? Maybe you don't like cotton candy. Okay. Banana? You like banana? You can get banana flavor. Get mango flavor. There's fruits. Haven't seen any vegetable flavors, I don't think. Or any borderline. Nobody's got a tomato flavor as far as I know. It's borderline to me. Fruit, vegetable, whatever. Comes out of the ground like a vegetable to me. Even if you want to classify it as a fruit. That's neither here nor there. But I haven't seen peas flavored, Maybe that's what they got to do. We got to make green bean flavor or peas flavor. That way, it doesn't seem like we're catering to kids. Broccoli flavor or cauliflower flavor. That, what kid wants to eat those, right? So I guess we got to go to that. That's fine with me. All right. I'll vape some cauliflower. All right. Whatever. Keeps you off the real thing. Do notice I had sick last couple days here. Some sinus crap going on. When I would get sick, when I was smoking all the time, and then you'd go and have a cigarette, that would really irritate your throat and your sinuses and all that, and you'd cough and whatnot. I'm doing all right, and I'm actually thinking I rarely go and get it, but I might go get some mentholated something to vape if this continues. I'm not big on the menthol, but every once in a while it's okay. Clear you out a little bit. Menthol or a mint. Mint is good in a vape too. What kid doesn't go in grandma's purse and get out some of her mints and eat up all of her mints? So I guess we can't have mint flavor either. People, whatever. Make it toothpaste flavored because kids aren't ingesting that. That's not one of the top 5 reasons that Poison Control Center gets called, is because kids are ingesting toothpaste. Oh wait, yeah it is. Wow, really? They did a whole thing on kids ingesting liquid soaps and poison control, getting called, cosmetic reactions, all sorts of stuff. But because the calls for the Poison Control Center have jumped 300% over the last 2 years about vape juice. I don't want to call it electronic cigarette juice. That looks nothing like a cigarette. And I'll say it again. The Enjoy King, or the Enjoy, looks like a cigarette. The Blue looks like a cigarette. There's a few other brands out there. I can't remember what they all look like. Walmart sells one, a different brand. They look like a cigarette. They kind of produce like a cigarette too. I was almost thinking one of these days, and I wouldn't be able to do it in the house, but getting a cigarette from somebody and vape, see how used to that I am? Smoke on that a couple drags and let you see. And then have a Blue or an Enjoy King and vape on that, and then you can see. And then grab something like this, that, yeah, together, this is like $70 together. All together. $70. After you buy this, and after you get to find some juice you like, whatever, and however your vaping style is, and what nicotine level you want, you find some juice. And other than maybe some wick and wire, and I showed that in the video the other day, I got a 50-foot spool of 28 gauge wire. $6. Okay? That is going to last me all year. I'm going to go ahead and say all year. I can't see myself going through 50 feet of wire when all I have to do is re-wick this after I coil it. I do every once in a while like to try different builds, so that's probably what's going to eat my wire up, but that was $6. If you can use cotton and you don't have an allergic reaction to it, and use the cotton, and a big bag of organic cotton balls costs you less than $1, that will probably last you 2 years, unless you're like pulling cotton out all the time and re-wicking and whatnot. Then you're just doing something wrong. But yeah, other than you want to experiment and try different things, $70 mod K-Fun cologne here. Put some juice in it, and you vape it, and this is way more than you get from a cigarette. Look at this. That's way more than you get from a cigarette. There are times where you're like, but I really want a cigarette. And I will tell you this from personal experience. Once you get on one of these that you like, and if you stick with it for, I'll say, a week, stick with it for a week, and don't have that cigarette that you want, that you're used to having, all those chemicals and everything else. And then go ahead. Go try a cigarette. Go ahead. That tastes like crap. I'm really going to say it tastes like crap. So if they believe that kids are going out and vaping on these, and the awesome flavor and the awesome vapor that they put out, and then they're going to go and say, well, this is great. Why don't I just go have the real thing and have a cigarette? I think they're going to be totally put off by that, because cigarettes taste like crap. Really. The one thing that keeps you coming back to a cigarette is the nicotine, number one, because it's an addictive substance. We know that. That's been proven. And number two, if their 7 friends around them are doing that all the time, and they don't have the willpower to say, no, you guys, I don't think I'm going to do that. I know I didn't. I started when I was in high school. Started smoking away. That was what was that? 16? No, let's see here. I'll get all my years confused. It was a long time ago, man. 20 years ago? There you go. 20 years ago? Alright. Yeah, I'm older than I look. It was 20 years ago. 23, 24 years ago. Something like that. Back in middle, high school, whatever you want to call it. I like vaping. And it becomes kind of a hobby a little bit. If you like to do some fiddly stuff, it becomes a little bit of a hobby. It keeps you busy. You get your whole, smoke vape. We'll put the slash in there. Smoke vape thing going on. But it also gives you something else to do. Unless, you just go buy the Cigalikes, the e-cigarettes. This is a personalized vaporizer. That's what it is. It's a personalized vaporizer. I bought it for me. I didn't buy it for you. I bought it for me. I enjoy it. You know, sometimes the wife and the kids, they don't quite enjoy it because depending on what I built in here, yeah, I could fog a room up. And that can be a little disturbing to them. Do I vape around my kids? Yeah, I vape around my kids. Why not? They have found nothing harmful. It's not secondhand smoke. You're not burning anything. All you're really going to get is maybe a hint of the nicotine. No, I haven't seen a study on that part yet. But all they're going to smell is whatever juice flavor you got going on in here. It's kind of like an air freshener for the room, depending on what's in here, unless you really don't like that, or the person next to you doesn't like that scent. But on the other hand, you could have zero nic in there. You can buy zero nic juice. You can. Oh, this is 5 milligram. Yeah, not 25, not 15. It's 5. It's very low. I've been slowly bringing it down. I don't even know if I could vape a 12 right now. Especially with my throat, the way it feels. But, that's what it is, man. You want to put bans on everything. You want to put a 95% tax on equipment and juice? Really? 95%? For what? See, I understand the cigarette tax. Cigarette tax is because we know cigarettes will kill you. They'll cause great health hazards. They're harmful. This is harm reduction. And they found nothing in there that even harms you. But they're still calling it harm reduction to be on the safe side, just in case anything ever does pop up. The guy's been vaping for 6-7 years since they came out. They all of a sudden aren't tired when they run upstairs. They have more energy. There's a lot of people out there that have their little, what do you want to call it, vape experience stories versus their smoking years. You can look them up. I just don't get it. They just want to regulate it because they don't get any money from it. Why didn't I think of that idea? Well, seems how I didn't think of that idea, and I'm in this position, we're going to find a way to go around that and tax them or something in order to get money back into my pocket. Because this could essentially make me bankrupt because nobody's buying patches anymore, or Nicorette, or Chantix, or any of that crud. Well, yeah. Have you ever tasted Nicorette? Nicorette gum sucks. It's not. Yeah, it's not bubble yum. Yeah, I would totally buy bubble yum. Yeah, I'm 36, 37. I don't know. I forget. You make me do the math? Don't make me do math. Oh, I don't want to do math. Yeah, 37 later this year, but whatever. Yeah, I'll chew bubble gum still. Yeah, I'm not 6 years old. I'm not 10 years old. I'll chew bubble gum. Bubble gum's good. What's wrong with bubble gum? I'll take bubble gum flavored e-juice. That's fine with me. Oh, you're marketing towards kids. Just like when they did the whole Joe Camel thing back in the day, He's a cartoon character. You're catering to kids. Joe Camel was awesome. Come on, man. He's a camel. We don't have camels around here. This is Minnesota. Come on, dog. Get out of the garbage. Dumb dog. You didn't get one, did you? Hold on a second. What are you doing? Dog, tell you what. Sorry about that, folks. I get in the middle of my rant. My dog starts taking stuff away out of the garbage. What's up with that? You got a rawhide. Chew on your rawhide. Stop bugging me. There you go. Whatever. Dog. Oh. Yeah. That's kind of my rant for the day. Don't understand it. I don't understand people. I'll put a little personal thing out there for some buddies of mine. I thought this story was so funny. So, the other day, I ain't going to mention no names, but the other day, they're coming to work, and there's a carload of them coming to work, and get pulled over on the way to work. Apparently, someone driving by them saw them vaping away, and they saw that and called the cops. Those guys are smoking weed in their car. Really? Does this look like any pipe you've ever seen? Maybe. Okay, I'll give you that much. But we've gone so far in society, and I mean so far this way, that you can't do whatever you want in your car. I bet you if there was a couple in there doing the nasty while driving down the road, I'll bet you that same person, when it called, they'd have been like, ooh. So, long story short, pulled him over, cop goes, told him that he had a call about that, and said, I don't smell anything, and then they picked up theirs and said, this is all we got, and there he goes, I know what that is. Go ahead. I mean, just run your license, and go ahead. And off to work they went. Misinformed public. I love the misinformed public. The misinformed public that will listen to CNN about things and go, it was on CNN, it must be true. No, not necessarily. Where do you think their money comes from? People. I listen to a variety of news sources. You want the weather? Yeah, you go ahead. You listen to your local station, whatever. They're going to be as close as they can get on that. They haven't had that correct for years, but we still watch it. Just hoping. So if enough of us hope, maybe it won't snow today. How about that? So, sign your little, I want to ban this, I don't want to ban this, I do want to ban this, whatever, you go ahead. You know what? I bought my devices. I know where I can get the fluid. Even if it was banned, I would still get the fluid. I don't plan on going back and buying cigarettes. Even if I can't use this. Sorry, RJ Reynolds, but you're not going to get any more of my money. You're getting my money to kill me. I highly enjoy this. And if I do work my way down to zero Nick, I will still be doing it because I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than smoking. That's part of the reason right there. I don't get people. Between vape bans and gun bans and sales of this and sales of that getting banned. Okay, we already know that smoking is cause of cancer, emphysema, you die from it, causes all sorts of circulatory problems, lose your teeth. You ever seen these? I try not to show these on camera, but check it out. And the wife says it's because of all those years of smoking. She might be right. Yeah, you like that? So, I don't know. Why get them fixed? They don't hurt. They ain't got no nerves left in them. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. Can't have yellow teeth if you don't have any there. Right? So, should we go off vape topic and go to guns? Should we go to guns? Everybody wants to say that Facebook is supposed to be banning any talk of guns. I posted up gun stuff on my Facebook. I have. I haven't seen it taken down. It's still there. I'm not a big... I know everything there is to know about this particular gun or that particular gun or this one or that one. I have a few in my possession that I know how they work. I know how to clean them. And that's about it. I couldn't tell you any specific information at all. I go hunting every year. And I don't understand why you'd want to ban something. I don't carry one. Why? I don't feel a need to carry a gun. Why would I feel a need to carry a gun? I don't go anywhere. If somebody wants to threaten me at home, here it is. It's at home. I have it. Come and threaten me at my house. But I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere where I would feel the need to carry one. And how many of those guys that rob you actually have any gun training? I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm going to shoot you. Oh my God, that's a kill shot. He turned it sideways. Gotta love that part of that movie. But, yeah, it's so inaccurate. I don't know. What do you guys think? I suppose I should tell you that you should write a letter, write an email to your congressman, wherever you might be, anything that will not allow you to have this anymore. Write them up and say, hey, I smoked this long. Your name. I smoked this long. I started vaping here, and I haven't touched a cigarette since, and I feel great. Short, sweet, to the point. You want to include your life story in there. You go right ahead. I really don't know that the secretaries and everything else that get these emails and everything else, if they go through the life story part or if they just go through. This is Bob. Bob had been smoking this long. Bob started vaping here. Since Bob has started vaping, he can walk up the stairs now and still breathe. His family doesn't disown him and make him go outside to smoke. He's healthier. He's happy. Go Bob. Wow, look at that. Bob's doing a good job over there. Go Bob. And then, the emails start pouring in. You got Bob, and now you got Bob. You got Mary. You got Judith. You got, the list goes on and on. You just keep going. And they're your senators. They're your congressmen. They're your president. I still don't understand how that guy got elected. Nobody I know voted for that guy. How did he get elected? You know why? Because popular vote doesn't count, people, when you're coming into an election. You have to contact your congressmen and senators, your senators. You have to contact them and say, vote this way. It wouldn't matter if the whole majority of the United States voted for this guy over here, but all the senators voted for this guy over here, do you know who won? The senators. They got their guy. That's who won. Popular vote don't mean nothing. They'll even show it on TV. Well, the popular vote, this place is really over here. But then they go to the electoral votes. Electoral, here, senators. They go to the... But the senators are voting this way. Well, because the people never told their elected officials that they didn't want that guy. They wanted this guy. So all the electoral official has to go by is his own opinion. Or the people that can sit around all day and go, I should wrap my kids in bubble wrap before they go to school because that'll keep them safe. And if, they bounce around, they'll be nice and safe and I won't have to worry about them. And we shouldn't have any dairy products or anything. And we'll just be nice and clean and not. You know what? You go ahead, lady, and keep your kids all nice and clean. I'll let mine play with some dirt. And when they get into the real world, my kids will have an immune system, and your kids won't, and they'll wonder why they're not at work, and they're sick all the time. It's, fourth month? It's the first time for me getting sick this year. I'll probably get sick again fall time, something like that. It always seems like when the weather changes, all the dust comes up, the grass hasn't started growing yet. You get all that crap in the air from last year that's been sitting under the snow, and up it comes. So, of course you're going to get sick. If you do anything outside, if you're inside in your little clean environment and you don't go anywhere all the time, well, you may not get sick. What happens when you have to go out and you're in contact with other people? You gotta have some kind of immune system. You can't Lysol everything around your house all the time and keep it spotless clean. Yeah, it looks nice. Smells great. You're not really helping yourself. You're not. I'm just going to put that out there. You're not really helping yourself. If you never come into contact with anything, you're not really doing anything. That's not really a way to live, is it? I don't know what I'm going to call this video. My rant. I'll just put my rant. Probably only going to have like 10 views anyhow. It's all good. Just want to vape. I'm well aware that I vape more than I ever did smoking. Even when you wanted another cigarette. God, I want another cigarette. You have that other cigarette. It's fulfilling to a point and makes you feel terrible at the same time. Where this doesn't make you feel terrible. It tastes good. Of course it tastes good. I want it to taste good. I can customize it to whatever taste I like. Not like a cigarette. You buy a cigarette, it's got tobacco in it, it's got paper around it. That's it, every time. You can switch to like menthol, or regular, or lights, or ultralights, or whatever, which, pretty much just changes the flavor in that range of that one particular flavor. Which it is, yeah, some smokes taste crappier than others, but it's basically the same thing. You can totally customize this. So, and if everybody wants it, we better do something about it and regulate it. Which reminds me, I gotta look up and see about that 3D printed gun, see if they've got farther with that, because they're probably gonna regulate the crap out of that too. They don't want people making guns in their own house. You buy a 3D printer now, you can get schematics online, and you can pretty much build anything you want. Wonder if they got an RPG one on there, build your own RPG at home. Be able to make everything except for the tip, right? I don't know. That's neither here nor there either, but, regulate everything. We should regulate everything. How about the thing I saw the other day about the 5 or 6 top cars that aren't allowed in the U.S. because they get over 50 miles per gallon on gas. Yeah, but we can't have that here because we got big oil here. And you know how much money big oil would lose if you had a car that got 60 miles per gallon? Yeah, these are some nice cars. Volkswagen has a couple of them. They're not what you're thinking. You're thinking they're going to look like a smart car. No, these look like BMW X5s, nice big SUVs and stuff. 61 miles per gallon. Yeah, that's nice on gas. These aren't the diesel ones either. They're gas. There's some cooler looking, you want the stylish little spacecraft looking cars almost, Yeah, they got those too. That get a couple 100 miles per gallon on regular fuel. Yeah, you should search that out. I'd leave a link, but it's too hard to do on my phone, and I don't want to transfer it to the computer and then all that other crud. But, yeah, just a little blah, blah, blah video you can listen to in the background, because I ain't doing nothing fancy. Not showing you how to rebuild this. Even though I did have this apart last night, and I tried that cotton wicking material, the organic cotton wicking material that I got, and I was really afraid that I didn't put enough in there, because it's pretty thin stuff, and I cut it a little shorter than I thought I should have, but it's actually doing really good. I haven't had a burnt hit yet. It's not flooding. If you have a K-Fun that floods, it's going to be probably one of two things. This is what I'm going to say. Faulty device to where it's leaking around your inside pieces, which that's just bad quality control. Or number two, you don't have your wicking material right on the ends of the post by the juice channels. Because if you don't have it down there on the juice channels to actually get the juice, and it does two things. It brings it up to your coil, and it stops it from overflowing. It lets it seep in nicely. Not just, if you didn't have any wicking material in there, it would just fill it up and pour out your air hole. That's what it would do. So you have to make sure you have enough wicking material down in there so that doesn't happen. And when you have too much wicking material in there, you're going to know it because it's not going to feed. When you have too little, it's going to flood. So, if you have a flooding issue on a K-Fun, add some wicking material. Put it down next to the juice channels. I don't have mine running down the juice channels. It's just sitting on that plate right above the juice channels. And I just have that little area covered up with the wicking material. That's it. And it goes up into my coil. And back down the other side does the same thing. Yeah. I vape the fruitier flavors. I don't care if kids like fruity flavors. I was a kid once. I liked that too. You grow up with something, that's what you want. Shake the world again. I do that every day. Shake, shake. Tap the table. Make all sorts of noise. Had an EH Pro, or F-Pro, as I like to call it, because it's not spaced out. It's EHPRO. Clone. It's working phenomenal. And I did have one issue yesterday. I went to put my clear tank back on here, and it's plastic. It didn't want to thread straight on. So I went with the standard tank, so at least I can still see in there. You see my juice level. Kinda. Not really, but kinda. Let's see here. Flip it. It's easier to see if you flip it, see? Because the top holds most of your juice, and the inner part is so close to the outer tank that there's only a couple mils of juice in. right here. Most of your juice is right here. But that's my rant. Got no review, nothing. Got a 4 or 5 wrap microcoil in here. It's doing awesome. Sony battery, doing awesome. It's clouding up the place. Family, friends, yes, I will vape around you. I don't get it, people. Don't let Mr. and Mrs. Scrooge determine what your life is going to be. If you want to vape, vape. You want to drink, drink. It's your life, right? It's part of being an American, right? Is your rights that they want to take away anyhow. They want to take all your rights away anyhow. We don't want freedom of speech. We don't want that. Why would we want freedom of speech? So you can tell us what you think? Hey, it doesn't matter to me. Whether you're right or you're wrong. You tell me your opinion. Whether you're right or whether you're wrong. And whether you're right or whether you're wrong, unless it's a scientific fact, it's still your opinion, and it's still my opinion, whether you're right or you're wrong. So arguing the fact of, hey, you're right, I'm wrong, you're wrong, I'm right, still comes down to opinion until you break down the scientific fact of it. So if there's no scientific fact to why the sky is blue, refraction of light, anyhow, well, maybe your opinion is that the sky isn't blue. Maybe you see the sky as purple. And you could be right. But you could have something wrong with your eyes, too. Just saying. That's my rant. Stuff to do. Put a windshield in yesterday. That was fun. Don't ever want to do that again. That was fun. No, it wasn't fun. The old car, no rubber seal, and it was glued in place. So I had to get the glue off, to put the new glue on, to put the windshield on. And that sounds like a good idea. I should go see if that's all nice and dry. Good idea. Gives me something to do. Get a drink, and I'm going to go check my windshield work. So you all have fun. I know I will. Contact Mr. or Mrs. Senator. Say, we don't want a ban. Depending on where you live. Maybe easy, maybe hard. Go online. Check it out. State of whatever senator. And it should give you. Here it is. You're not doing anything at work on your computer anyhow, right? You're just playing Bejeweled. Nobody plays Bejeweled anymore, do they? It's Candy Crush now, right? Playing Candy Crush. Maybe you got a Farmville, huh? You got a Farmville. Take a few seconds away from that and go in there. Write a little, hi, my name's Mary, and I've been a smoker for 20 years. I switched to vaping in 2011, and it has totally changed my life. It's that easy. Take you a couple minutes. Send. That's it. Back to Farmville. Back to Candy Crush. Back to Mafia Wars. Whatever you're playing. Back to Call of Duty. You know. Need a little break from Call of Duty every now and then, don't you? Can't just play Call of Duty all the time. You got other stuff to do. Make a YouTube video. Alright. Yeah, advocacy is boring. But at the same time, it only takes you a couple minutes. And if you do have the time, go ahead. Go down. If they got a meeting or whatever for your town hall and they want to ban this, ban that, or whatever, go in there. The best thing you can do is go in there, but I realize everybody can't do that. We all got jobs, right? Most of us got jobs. If you ain't got a job, that just means I'm paying for you anyhow, so whatever. Land of the free. Whether you want to work or whether you don't want to work, I'm still paying for you. All right. Y'all take care.